The story of Brer Rabbit, Brother Rabbit, is a cornerstone of African American folklore, rooted in the oral traditions of enslaved people in the southern United States. These stories were later popularized in the late 19th century through the Uncle Remus collections by Joel Chandler Harris. The character is the ultimate trickster figure, a small, physically weak animal who must use his wits, speed, and deceit to outsmart larger, more powerful adversaries like Brer Fox and Brer Bear. The origins and symbolism. The character is a direct descendant of Anansi the spider from West African mythology and the hare from Bantu traditions. Survival strategy. For enslaved people, Brer Rabbit served as a symbolic hero. His ability to overcome the big house, represented by the stronger animals, through cleverness rather than brute force, was a coded way of discussing resistance and survival. The trickster trope. He isn't always good. He can be vain, lazy, and mischievous, but he is always the smartest person in the room. The most famous tale, The Tar Baby. This is the quintessential Brer Rabbit story and perfectly illustrates his character. 1. The trap. Brer Fox, tired of being outsmarted, creates a doll made of sticky tar and turpentine, the Tar Baby, and places it on the road. 2. The confrontation. Brer Rabbit comes along and politely greets the Tar Baby. When the doll doesn't respond, Rabbit takes it as an insult. He strikes the doll to teach it a lesson, getting his paw stuck. He continues to kick and headbutt the doll until he is completely trapped in the tar. 3. The reverse psychology. Brer Fox catches him and prepares to kill him. Rabbit, thinking fast, begins to plead. Do whatever you want with me. Roast me, hang me, skin me. Just please, whatever you do, don't fling me in that briar patch. 4. The escape. Believing the briar patch will cause the most pain, the fox throws him right into the middle of the thorny bushes. Brer Rabbit, being a creature of the thicket, simply uses the thorns to scrape off the tar and hops away, shouting back. Asterisk. Born and bred in the briar patch, Brer Fox. Born and bred in the briar patch. Cultural legacy. While the stories are technically children's tales, they carry deep layers of social commentary. In Louisiana and parts of the Caribbean, similar characters appear as Compere Lapin. The stories celebrate the idea that no matter how much the odds are stacked against you, intellect and psychological maneuvering can level the playing field. Would you like me to find some of the Louisiana-specific Compere Lapin variations of these stories for you? In Louisiana, the trickster rabbit is known as Compere Lapin. While he shares many traits with Brer Rabbit, the Louisiana stories, often told in Creole or Cajun French, have a distinct local flavor, frequently featuring his slow-witted but physically stronger foil, Compere Bouki, the hyena or sometimes a wolf. Here are a few notable variations and stories from the Louisiana tradition. 1. The relationship, Lapin versus Bouki. In these stories, Compere Lapin is often portrayed as the clever city slicker or the lazy but brilliant neighbor, while Compere Bouki is the hard-working but gullible laborer. The crop division. In one classic tale, the two decide to farm together. Lapin convinces Bouki that they should split the harvest. One year, Lapin says he will take everything that grows above the ground, so they plant potatoes. Lapin gets the crop and Bouki gets the useless leaves. The next year, Bouki insists on taking the tops, so Lapin plants corn. Lapin gets the ears and Bouki gets the husks. 2. The King's Daughter and the Carriage. In a popular Creole version, the king offers his daughter's hand in marriage to whoever can ride Compere Bouki like a horse. Lapin pretends to be deathly ill and tells Bouki he is too weak to walk to the king's palace. Kind-hearted but dim, Bouki offers to carry Lapin on his back. Lapin insists he needs a saddle and bridle just to stay upright. As they approach the palace, Lapin whips out a pair of spurs, gallops Bouki right up to the king's front door and shouts, "See? I told you Bouki was my best stable horse." 3. The pot of butter, the baptism trick. This story highlights Lapin's mischievous nature. While he and Bouki are working in the fields, they have a communal pot of butter hidden in the shade for lunch. Lapin repeatedly pretends to hear someone calling his name and runs off into the woods. Each time he returns, Bouki asks what happened. Lapin claims he was called away to be a godfather at a baptism. When asked the names of the children, Lapin says, beginning, then half done, and finally all gone. When lunchtime arrives and the pot is empty, Bouki is confused, only to realize the babies' names describe Lapin's progress in eating all the butter. 4. The Tar Baby, the Louisiana version. The Tar Baby story exists in Louisiana as well, but it often involves Compere Lapin getting caught while trying to steal water from a well that he refused to help Bouki dig. In this version, the Briar Patch escape is still the climax, but it is deeply tied to the specific landscape of the Louisiana bayous and thickets. Cultural significance. These stories were historically told in Louisiana Creole, and they preserved a unique blend of West African animal fables and French colonial influence. The name Bouki actually comes from the Wolof word for hyena, Bouki, showing the direct linguistic link to Senegal and the Gambia. These tales were more than entertainment. They were a way for the community to celebrate the little guy winning through mental agility in a world that was often physically and socially harsh.